On Thursday, and as the leaders made their final pitch to voters, Albo received a last-minute endorsement from the eccentric operator of a now-defunct animal park. No, not that one. That one. Joe Exotic, backyard zookeeper and star of the hit Netflix series Tiger King.
The Prime Minister has received a surprise and somewhat bizarre endorsement from Tiger King star Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic is serving a 21-year prison sentence for paying 2 men to kill his rival, Carol Baskin, and for illegally killing tigers in his care.
If you ever get to talk to Mr. Albanese, have him pick up a phone and call President Trump and say enough is enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will do.
Yep.
We'll talk to him a little bit, so we'll pass that on.
Joe Exotic there on the prison phone appealing to the highest court in the land. Fifi Fev and Nick on 101.9 Fox FM. Later in the show, they brokered peace in the South China Sea when Xi Jinping called in and guessed the secret sound. To sweeten the deal, the Tiger King has offered to work at an Australian zoo for free, which is about as appealing as Ivan Milat offering to be the receptionist at a backpackers. Albo didn't embrace the endorsement, possibly because instead of using a real photo of him, Joe Exotic used this AI-generated abomination. Yeah, which seems to be, I don't know, like the love child of Scott Morrison and Kevin Rudd. With a little bit of, I don't know, I want to say Yoda? Is it Yoda? Yeah, Yoda, yeah. Friday was the final day of campaigning, and as the nation held its breath, we took a moment to reflect on what was inarguably an election campaign.
The Weekly's campaign wrap. This was the election where voters were able to get up close and personal with the candidates. Where they could feel comfortable to ask the questions important to them.
Mr Dutton, why are you lying to the Australian people about the cost of nuclear?
They could bring along their faithful hound and have a healthy dialogue with the Prime Minister.
Nice dog, mate.
Or they could not bring their dog and have a less healthy dialogue with the Prime Minister.
Albo, do you know what a woman is? What's a woman?
The journos were free to question the candidates on any issue.
Would you like to say anything about your social media posts, Mr. Singer? Hi there, would you like to say anything about the comments you made on social media?
Voters could even catch up for a chat at their local Chinese restaurant or a chinwag down at the brewery.
No more gas, Mr. Duncan's life!
And even the youngest voters had their voices heard.
Who wants to vote Labor? Yay! Yay!
So are you on TikTok or Instagram, or do you...
No.
No? Just have a look online?
I'm not allowed to create.
And democracy once again was the winner, with lunch served up by the man campaigning for the top job.
What are they?
They're f***ing sausages. The Weekly's campaign wrap.
To Saturday, and Australians finally went to the polls, enjoying the traditional festival of queuing, sausage eating and pencil sharing, often in swimwear, all making their mark on Australian democracy. In Kooyong, something else was making its mark on independent candidate Monique Ryan.
How you are? Oh, we've got a. I don't know. Was that a bird? I hope that wasn't a bird. I think it was a bird. But it didn't get. Did it get you?
Yeah, it did.
Monique Ryan becoming the first of many candidates to get shat on at the ballot box. Of course, once the polls closed, the networks had their teams all set. The ABC promised a quality lineup of people looking like they were about to shush you in a library, while Seven appeared to be assembling the Avengers.
Shorten, Clippersack, O'Neill, Cash, Hume, Mundine, plus Clive Palmer.
Clive Palmer playing supervillain Captain Harasso. His superpower to hijack mobile phone towers to force people to vote for him. His weakness? No one did. But Clive wasn't Seven's only wild card.
Welcome back. Well, democracy sausages were, of course, hot property today. It's so ingrained in society. The famous Aussie budgies have even a democracy sausage version, and they are delivering sausages to us. Model told we're not allowed to touch the budgies.
You were told you're not allowed to touch the budgies? Well, good to see the Channel 7 HR seminars are paying off. The votes soon started pouring in, and with Shadow Finance Minister Jane Hume losing many of her colleagues, she thanked Channel 7 for their respectful coverage.
I was very pleased to see that Channel 7 didn't do silly gimmicks of kicking people out or, you know, all those sorts of things.
No silly gimmicks. Well, apart from 4 guys in budgie smugglers asking people to nibble their sausage. No such scruples over on 9, where Ali Langdon was given the auspicious honour and grave responsibility of firing up the dunk tank, baby.
It feels like it is time for the dunk tank.
And now, this is a big one. Peter Dutton, the leader of the opposition. A genuine thank you to your service, Peter Dutton, but also into the drink. 3, 2, 1.
Throw the ball. Oh, it is. And off he goes.
Which marked the most definitive career-ending dip since Harold Holt. We'll never know if the ABC had any gimmicks as technology conspired to ruin Anthony Green's swan song.
Well, at the moment, can't bring up any graphics. We currently got a sort of a server problem. Without all my fabulous technology, I can't see how close they all are at the moment. We haven't got any ability to turn that into a graphic for you.
When you've got Anthony Green, who needs a computer, right?
Oh, I think it's pretty clear Anthony Green needs a computer. Finally, it was time for a certain special someone to call the election.
A bad night for Peter Dutton.
Wow, OK. Look, there's a live shot of Toto the dog first, which is who seems very happy at the moment.
Toto the dog officially marking Kirribilli as Albanese territory. So what went wrong for the coalition? Over on Channel 9, Charles Croucher had a few ideas.
For the coalition, the campaign was a disaster. Donald Trump's tariffs came at the worst possible time, and the debate over nuclear power was lost.
Whoa. Slow down, egghead. Campaign, tariffs, nuclear. Could you dumb it down a shade?
But when it's bad plus bad plus bad, it equals really bad.
Yes, me understand election now. After losing the election and the seat he'd held for 24 years, Peter Dutton made a genuinely impressive and gracious concession speech.
I said to the Prime Minister that his mum would be incredibly proud of his achievement tonight, and he should be very proud of what he's achieved.
And then it was time for Albo to address the nation.
A short time ago, I spoke with Peter Dutton, who has, of course, conceded defeat. And I thanked him. No. What we do in Australia is we treat people with respect.
A fantastic speech, and one he was able to rehearse earlier in the night.
No. What we do in Australia is we treat people with respect.
All up, an historic win for Prime Minister Anthony Albanese.